Well, good morning, folks. We had a beautiful night camped here in the West MacDonnell Ranges. This is bush camping at its best. It is absolutely gorgeous here. The sun is just coming up over there. Last night, as the sun was setting, it was casting shadows over the ridges on the top of the ranges, and the colours were amazing. You've got rich dark red for the rocks. You've got a pale muted green for the spinifex that's coming down the sides of the ranges, and then you've got yellow spinifex down the bottom of the valley here. You've got all sorts of shrubs and grasses and little short trees, and it's absolutely beautiful. Complete and utter silence apart from a couple of little birds here and there. It was beautiful camping. It got very cold last night. The sky was stunning. You could see the white milky streak of the Milky Way and millions of stars. It was absolutely spectacular. There's nothing better for seeing the night sky than heading out into the middle of Australia, into the desert during winter. And this is now July or August. I don't even know what month we're in. August, I think. We're in the middle of winter. I think it's the end of July. We're in the middle of winter right now. And clear skies, no pollution, no heat shimmer. It's just absolutely pristine and beautiful. We saw a few satellites and shooting stars. It was really lovely. And the moon only came up long after we went to bed. So it was beautiful night sky viewing. So this morning I've made a decision. The way that we're heading home from the Northern Territory back to Sydney, we're going to go past a few of my favourite places of all time. So I'm going to show you some of my favourite places. Now, this is one of them. This is the West MacDonnell Ranges, and this is in the central desert region of Australia. And as soon as you enter the central desert region, the landscape changes. You've got this beautiful golden spinifex grass. It looks nice and fluffy and golden when the sun hits it. It's beautiful. You've got the dirt. It's red, rich red like tomato sauce. Red dirt, contrasted by the yellow grass. And then you've got various desert trees. You've got the desert oak. You've got a whole bunch of things, and then little alpine type flowers and tiny little flowers dotting the landscape. At this point in time, we've got the wattle starting to bloom, so you've got splashes of yellow everywhere. It's beautiful landscape. And in the West MacDonnell Ranges, undulating hills with red rocky ridges, stunning, absolutely stunning. And on top of that, you've got the big sky from horizon to horizon, all the way around you. Massive sky. The clouds sometimes have nice little patterns in them, and it's just endless amazement and endless viewing. Essentially, is beautiful. I would never ever get tired of it. So today we're heading off to another one of my favourite places, and this place is special to me because of the way it makes me feel. See you there. We've been driving through the West MacDonnell Ranges all morning, and we're nearing the western end of it. Now, far from being a flat nothingness, Central Australia is simply breathtakingly beautiful. Let's look at that scenery. I bet $1 million that Susie has been playing around with flowers. How are you going, Susie?
I'm good.
What have you been up to?
Flowers.
Oh, of course. What have you found?
Lots of flowers.
There's a purple one over there. I wanted to tick it for you. It's prickly.
Is it prickly? I took a photo of that as soon as I got out of the car.
Yeah.
There's lots of flowers that are coming into bloom, and it's just an amazing place to be, to experience, to see. It's not just dead and dry.
Exactly. I was just saying that, most people think middle of Australia is flat. It's just flat nothingness. That's far from the truth. There are parts that are, but this is amazing. Beautiful rolling hills, spinifex. It looks lush from a distance. Up close, yeah, it can be prickly, but from a distance it's beautiful. Just, yeah, beautiful, beautiful environment. We have left the sealed road and are heading on a shortcut towards my next favourite place. You can still see the remnants of the West MacDonnell Ranges in the background, and soon we're going to be seeing the start of the Peterman Ranges. This is Central Australia at its best. I absolutely love this environment. I love the big open skies and the arid plains and the rocky ridges. I am definitely in my element in this environment. I absolutely love it. Well, we are slap bang in the middle of Australia. If you were to look at the map and put a dot right in the very centre, that's where we are right now. We've got Kings Canyon down that way, Uluru down that way, Alice Springs way over in that direction. There are camels in the area and wild horses. And I found something even rarer than that. Let's go have a look. Now, what do I have here? What is this? It's been here an awfully long time. Very, very long time. It's a very old car. Well, I just hope that my car doesn't end up like that car, pushing up the daisies. You never know what you might encounter out here. Here is a guy on a bike. It's a long way from anywhere. What language are we actually speaking?
A long way to go. Pardon? You got a long way to go. Yeah. We're up. We're Side Springs. No. You have a long way to go. That's enough. The bottom is the big through. So, yeah. Is that good? 100. Right. Yeah, that. Yeah, 5 hours. Back down. Yeah, this. What's it? Joy. Thank you. Go. Bye.
Well, here we are again at one of my favourite places. Susie goes off with flowers. Well, here we are at one of my other favourite places. This is Kings Canyon. Susie, this is your first time here?
Yes.
You're going to love it. There's flowers. She already loves it, I can tell, because she's stopping every 2 seconds to pick all these different flowers. There's a white one, and there's some yellow ones over there.
Paper daisies. They're paper daisies.
But this is a really, really super tranquil place in the middle of just desert, and it's really a tranquil, serene experience walking in here, especially when you do it an hour before sunset and then all the tourists leave. There's hardly anyone left now, and then when you have it all to yourself, you can see the rocks starting to glow orange because of the setting sun reflecting off them. It's just amazing. So yeah, let's go check out Kings Canyon. So I'm standing at the very end of Kings Canyon, and I was last here, I don't even remember, I think maybe a year and a half ago. And at that point it was September. It was quite warm, but it was the same time of the day. 5 o'clock, about an hour before the sun went down. And I just walk into the end of the canyon. There's this viewing deck around me. And I just hang out here, listen to the birds, watch the rocks, just let it all soak in. And I wait for the tourists to all go home. And once they're all gone, it's just you and nature and the birds. No other sounds. And it is so peaceful, so relaxing, so tranquil. Flies are always there. But it is so, so beautiful. And I feel at peace here. This is why this is one of my favourite places, because every time I come here I just feel at peace with myself, with the world. It's just a peaceful, tranquil spot. The late afternoons in this area are simply stunning. The sunset makes the Spinifex glow gold. It is beautiful. And soon we arrive at our next camping spot. Well, good morning. It is 3 degrees. We used up all the power in our battery last night. The electric blanket stopped working, the light stopped working, the fridge stopped working, the Starlink stopped working, everything stopped working. 3 degrees this morning, so it must have been 2 degrees, 1 degree, I don't know. We didn't have warm sleeping bags. Freezing cold this morning. I got up in the dark, packing up. I can't feel my hands, my fingertips are tingling and numb. We're getting out of here. We are getting out of here. I can't believe it, the camera's working.
It likes the cold. You finally figured it out.
It's 1 degree. The battery ran out of juice last night. Probably my fault, because I left Starlink on and the battery charger's on and everything was on. Went to bed. Woke up at 3 a.m. freezing.
Yeah.
She took all the blanket.
You did. No. Well, mine fell off me down the side. And I was
in any case, we got up in the dark, packed up everything. My fingers are numb. They started to have the pins and needles in the tips of them. I swear I was getting frostbite. Managed to get the tent closed. I had to get the strap around the tent, and that was troublesome. Finally got it all packed up, jump in the car. Well, the tyre pressure monitor says that the rear tyres are 1 degree. The car is now saying it's 3 degrees. It's been a while now. Haven't changed my underwear in 3 days.
Ew.
I dare to. I haven't had a shower in 3 days.
I don't think the viewers want to know that.
Tonight, I don't know. Well, there's nothing between here and Unadada, but I'm trying to find a room or a cabin or something that's not a tent, because it's bloody cold. It's in the middle of the desert. It gets middle of winter in the middle of the desert. Anyway, we survived. They're going to drive, stop when it gets to 4 degrees, and have a coffee. We are heading towards my next favourite spot, and this has got to be one of my favourite places in Australia of all time. Well, one of my other favorite places is the Painted Desert. Now, I'm rugged up because it is bitterly cold and there's a really strong wind blowing. It is freezing. Behind me are the Akaringa Hills, and I'm going to go and climb up there and have a look at the views from the top, because this is absolutely stunning. So here we are on top of the Akaringa Hills. This is the highest peak in the Painted Desert, and as soon as you come up the ridge and look over at this massive big drop behind us and all the splashes of colour on the hills, it tugs at your heart. It's just amazing. Susie, what do you think?
It's absolutely breathtaking. I was speechless. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It's stunning, absolutely stunning, and this is that very high on my list of my favourite things in Australia. This is absolutely beautiful, and no one knows about this. And don't tell anyone else about it either. You come have a look, but don't tell anyone else, okay? It's a very harsh environment out in the middle of the desert. Very arid, not many things survive. We've seen a few dingoes and that's about it. Very windy up here. Flies obviously survive. But this place gives me such a warm feeling. It really is like arriving home after a long journey. It's like the feeling that you might get from a really warm, hearty hug. I don't know how best to describe it, but it really does feel like home. It feels like this is where I belong, and this is the same sort of thing I said last time, and I'm feeling exactly the same thing again. It just feels like this is where I'm meant to be. It is really quite a special place. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So we are on the Oodnadatta track and we've just arrived at Lake Eyre, the southern part of Lake Eyre, and it is full of water. This is a super rare occurrence. We've had a massive downpour 3 weeks ago and it is full of water. It is shimmering, beautiful big lake with a silver shimmer on the top of it from the sun. Check this out. It's also about 2 degrees and freezing cold, so I'm going to get back in the car. As we continue heading towards home, I'm thinking about some of the other amazing places we came across on this trip. And these places are now on my list of my favourite places. Well, we've just arrived in one of my favourite spots in Arnhem Land so far. We're calling this our lunch spot because this is the usual place we stop for lunch when we're travelling in Arnhem Land. This is the second time we've stopped here for lunch, but it is a beautiful little billabong. This is one of my favourite places in Arnhem Land so far. It's a beautiful little spot. We stopped off for lunch on the way here, and we're stopping here for lunch on the way back out of Arnhem Land again. And the most amazing thing is there's all these fish that are jumping up out of the water, and they're all lined up along the edge. In fact, I can see them from here. They're barramundi. Let's go have a look. How amazing is that? They're just all lined up along the edge here, and they're just jumping out of the water trying to catch the insects that are just above the water. What a fantastic spot. This place is called Goanna Lagoon, and it is a beautiful camp spot in a bush setting with a really, really lovely little lagoon. Oh, that's fantastic. That's beautiful. Apparently this is one of the safe spots to swim. The water is really, really clear. You can see exactly what's in it or not in it. So tranquil. The sun has just gone behind some clouds, so the temperature's dropped by a few degrees, but I'm still contemplating going for a swim. How amazing is this place? Absolutely sensational. You know what?
How is it?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Awesome!
Absolutely beautiful. Well, this is Goanna Lagoon, and the water is absolutely beautiful. It's just the right temperature. It's ever so slightly cool, but not cold. It's just cool enough to be refreshing on a nice hot day. This is what we are seeing. Absolutely beautiful. So this end of the river ends in a mini waterfall. This might be a good place to climb in. Amazing how deep it is. Oh, there are little fish in here. Oh, this is fantastic. It's quite deep. It is quite deep here. Wow, this is absolutely amazing. I've never encountered a place like this before. This is swimming in an extremely narrow, deep canyon. And the rock formations on the edges of this is just simply stunning. This has been formed by tens of thousands of years of water flowing through here. It feels like a very special place. And talking about special places. So we left Alice Springs at 5 o'clock. It was still pitch black. And we've been watching the sun come up just behind me. Now, the sun hasn't actually come up yet, but we've seen first light, and it's been slowly changing colour from a dark glow to pink to orange, and now it's starting to go a bit yellow and orange and pink further up. It's absolutely amazing. Stopped by the side of the road to have a better look and take some photos. And the thing that amazed me the most was not the sunrise, but the smell of the bush. It smells so beautiful. It's like cinnamon and freshly baked cookies. It is absolutely amazing. Now we're coming up to a place called Tea Tree, which is about 100 kilometers down the road. And I don't know what a tea tree smells like, but maybe that's what I'm smelling now. But it is absolutely beautiful. It's really, really lovely. So as the old saying goes, you need to stop every now and then and smell the flowers, because the smell of the bush out here is just sublime. It's absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to watch the sunrise and carry on. As always, thank you so very much for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, and if you would like to support the channel, it would mean the world to us. See you on the next video.